Hello everyone, one more lesson and today it is a speaking one from Module 2B Student Book page 3184. So, would you please get your books ready? In today's lesson, we'll be targeting three main objectives. The first one is to define three learning styles after answering a set of questions about oneself. The second one is to classify given activities under the appropriate learning styles. The third and last is to develop clear arguments to support personal opinions using vocabulary acquired throughout the lesson. Are you ready? A bunch of interesting activities is awaiting us. Can you guess what our warming up activity is? Your guessing is definitely right. It is a memory game. Scrutinize the following grid for a few seconds. Let's start countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your time is over. It's your turn now to test your memory. Pause the video, please, and put the pictures in the same order they were on the grid. Alright, let's do it together. Here is how the pictures were placed on the grid. Bicycle, television, books, clock, calculator, a number 3315, the drop of water followed by the tricycle, the drum coming after the glasses, the computer, the sound clock, sticky notes, envelope, one more number, and then the flag. How many correct answers did you get? Good attempt. The purpose of the memory game is the following. How do you usually remember things and learn them best? A question that we'll try to reach an answer for by the end of our lesson. So, stay focused and gripped. After the memory game, here is your second test. Answer the questions below with yes or no. Question 1. Do you seem to learn best when you take part in class discussions? Question 2. Do you do best in classes in which teachers do a lot of writing on the board, use projectors, videos, pictures, and give clear handouts? 3. Do you find yourself reading aloud to understand things better? 4. Do you learn best when you can move about and touch things? 5. Do you try to remember information by drawing pictures in your mind? 6. Do you do well in classes where you have to do something? And last, do you feel that listening to audios helps you learn better? Don't rush. Pause your video, please. Read your questions attentively and answer thoughtfully. Alright, let's share the results. If you have answered questions 1, 3, and 7 positively, affirming that you learn best when you take part in class discussions, read aloud, and listen to audios, then you are an auditory learner. If you do best in classes in which teachers do a lot of writing on the board, use projectors, videos, pictures, and give clear handouts. And if you remember things better by drawing pictures in your mind, then you cannot be other than a visual learner. However, if you have answered questions 4 and 6 positively, admitting that your best way of learning is through moving about and touching things and through having hands-on activity, then you are a kinesthetic learner. It's time to refer to our student book, page 84, and more specifically to question 1. What do you see in the picture? Yes, it is a Venn diagram with 3 overlapping circles. 1 for visual, 1 for auditory, and 1 for kinesthetic learning styles. Alright, now, and based on what was previously discussed, our task is to define the 3 learning styles. What do you think is meant by visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning? Would you please click the pause button and elaborate your definitions? Done? Great. What does visual learning mean? Terrific. It definitely means that a person learns best when they can see information and view the relationship between things. In other words, they understand and remember things by sight, and they picture or create images in their mind of what they are learning. What about auditory learners? Absolutely. They are ones who learn by hearing and listening. They store information by the way it sounds, and it is easier for them to understand spoken instructions. The last learning style is the kinesthetic. What do you think it involves? Great! Kinesthetic learners prefer to move, touch, build, or draw what they learn. They tend to learn better when some type of physical activity is involved. Let's sum it up. Visual learners are the ones who learn best by seeing. Auditory learners are the ones who prefer to learn through listening and hearing. Kinesthetic learners prefer to have hands-on activity. The image about the 3 learning styles will be clearer and closer to our minds after answering question 2, page 84. Here displayed is a list of activities. Our job is to decide which activities would be most effective for which type of learners. But we have to keep in mind that some activities involve a combination of learning styles, which means that some of them are appropriate for more than one learning style. That's why actually we have 3 overlapping pictures. Before asking you to pause your video and perform the task, let us have a closer look at the activities and explain the ones that might be ambiguous. Pictures will facilitate our task and clarify the activities to us. Let's start with attending lectures. Here is what we mean by that. It is something like attending lectures at university. One more activity is the following: taking notes. And here is what we mean by that. I don't think it needs further clarification. The next activity is drawing mind maps. And this is what we mean by that. Some learners prefer to summarize their lessons in the form of mind maps. One more activity is the following: creating diagrams or graphs. And this is again what we mean by that. Making models looks something like the following. This is a model of the solar system. Conducting experiments looks like this. And I think you are always doing that in your science classes. Going on field trips is reflected in this picture. The last activity that needs explanation is memorizing rhymes. Actually, rhymes facilitate memorization. They make it easier because they are based on repeated patterns and similar sounds like the ones in poetry. Now that things are clear, pause your video please and do the activity. Let's check our answers. Which activities for which type of learners? Starting with visual learners, which activity or activities would be most appropriate for them? Great answer! It is silent reading. What about auditory learners? Wonderful! Activities like attending lectures and memorizing rhymes would be the most suitable for them. Let's move on to kinesthetic learners. Which activities would satisfy them the most? Absolutely! Conducting experiments, playing sports, and making models. We have already mentioned that some activities are a combination of learning styles. Which ones are they, and what styles do they combine? Amazing! Playing interactive video games and going on field trips are a combination of the three learning styles. However, activities like reading texts loud and watching videos are a combination of visual and auditory. Creating diagrams and graphs, drawing mind maps, and taking notes are a combination of the visual and kinesthetic. What about auditory kinesthetic? Can you think of an activity that combines these two learning styles? Absolutely! Listening to instructions and following them properly by turning them into actions. Question 3, page 84, concerns you personally. Which learning style or combination of learning styles you consider most effective for you? You are required to express your personal opinion and support it with clear arguments using vocabulary acquired throughout the lesson. The below displayed sentence structures can also help you. I think that I am. I am sure that I am. I am surely. I am certainly. I believe that I am rather, because. Would you please pause your video and construct your answers? Ready to share your answers? Who'd like to start? Yes, please, go ahead. I think that I am a visual learner because I learn best when I can see the information. That's why I keep notes. I also find the use of word webs useful when I am studying for an exam. I think that the visual representation of information makes it easier for me to process and recall it. Great answer! Very well done! Any other answer? I am surely a kinesthetic learner because I learn and remember information best by experiencing, touching, and performing tasks. I enjoy classes where I can move around and engage into physical activities. That's really wonderful. Great job. One last answer before moving to our next activity. I believe that I am rather a combination of the three: visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. I consider this as one of my strength points, as being so increases my attention span and enhances my ability to understand and recall information more successfully. Can you think of learning ways other than the ones represented in the diagram? Please think for some time and justify your answers. Great job, my dear students. You are absolutely right. Interpersonal interaction can be a very effective way of learning. It helps us learn things through discussions with others and giving as well as receiving feedback. Another really important way of learning is problem solving. It is through problem solving that we learn to sequence information logically and to make connections between concepts. That's why one of my favorite subjects is maths, because I like going through the process of solving a problem when I'm trying to learn. The last point I'd like to raise before the closure activity is the following. Do you think it's important to know one's learning style? Why or why not? Personally and without hesitation, my answer would be yes, as this can have many benefits, both academically, such as allowing you to learn your way through your own best strategies and giving you customized techniques to score better on tests and exams, and personally, such as showing you how to take advantage of your natural skills and inclinations, besides enabling you to enjoy any learning experience. Since it's all about learning styles, listen to my instructions and follow them properly. First, on a piece of paper, draw the following mind map. Then, on the gray circles, write the names of the 3 learning styles. On the green ones, write a brief definition of each one of them. Finally, on the orange circles, provide at least one example for each. At the end of the lesson, hope I have satisfied all the learning styles. And as usual, this video will be available on Microsoft Teams. Thanks for watching.